97.1 The River, Atlanta's classic hits. My name is Axel Lowe, and I'm excited to be a part of this year's food drive. The River is stomping out hunger this holiday season and collecting donations for Atlanta Community Food Bank at Publix at the Center at Woodstock, 12165 Highway 92 in Woodstock on Saturday, November 18th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. I hope to see you out there. And the person to my left, this is the man responsible for helping feed Atlantans, CEO of the Atlanta Community Food Bank, Kyle Waide. How are you?
I'm so great. Thanks for having me, Axel.
Well, thanks for being a part of this, and thank you for doing what you all do for our community. It's a much needed thing, and the food levels are never fully funded. And where are the food levels now?
Yeah, what we're seeing right now, Axel, is that lines at food pantries are getting longer. It's because there's so much more economic pressure on families across North Georgia. We've seen demand increase about 40% over the last 18 months. And right now we're serving 230,000 households every month through our network of partners. So there's tremendous need out in the community right now. And the food bank is working with our partners, our volunteers, our donors to ensure that we're providing all those folks with the support that they need.
So those increases in the need for food are sobering. I mean, how much of an increase are we talking about?
Yeah, well, what we've seen over the last 18 months is an increase in the need for food assistance by about 40%. That's how many more people are coming to see us today than were at the beginning of 2022. And just a week ago or so, the U.S. Department of Agriculture released some data confirming what we've already been experiencing, which is that food insecurity across the country grew by 30% across the United States. So that means more than 10 million Americans, additional Americans, are facing food insecurity today compared to what was happening a year ago. It gives us a lot more work to do at the food bank, and means we're going to need more support in order to meet all that demand.
And Kyle, I know we saw a huge outpouring during the pandemic, and that was great to see everybody step up during that time. Has anything changed?
Yeah, so when we were coming out of the pandemic, we had seen that great amount of support that came from the private sector, from individuals. The government obviously pumped a lot of stimulus resources into the economy to help support folks. And the economy reopened, people were getting back on their feet, a lot of things were going well. But around the beginning of 2022, a couple things happened. One, some of those stimulus resources from the government began to be pulled away. And then two, inflation really started to take hold. And so from that point forward, January 22 up until now, we've just seen a steady increase in the level of demand for food assistance as folks are experiencing less support from the government and at the same time a lot more cost that they're experiencing at the gas pump and the grocery store. So we got to deal with increased demand at the food bank. We got to get more food out to those folks as they're facing those challenges, and we know the community can help us do that.
Yeah, and it's amazing food that you all prepare there and much needed. And obviously we can see it as consumers, those of us fortunate enough to have jobs and have paychecks coming in, the increases at the grocery store. So I understand how that affects things at your level. What are some of the things that we can do to help contribute?
Yeah, well, right now, because demand is so high, the food bank has increased our distribution by more than 25% year over year. We're moving right now about 500,000 pounds of food a day out into the community, so a really significant amount of food. And to do all that, we need lots of support, right? We need volunteer support, we need financial support. Certainly folks can donate food items as well at the food drive that we're going to be doing with you all. So there are a lot of different ways that people can get engaged. And the front door to all that activity is to go to our website, acfb.org, and there you can find out how you can volunteer, how you can make a donation, how you can get involved in other ways.
Yeah, and that food drive that we are doing, the River does this annually, and it's so great to be a part of it. It's coming up Saturday, November 18th from 9 till 3, and this is in Woodstock at the Publix at the Center at Woodstock, 12165 Highway 92 in Woodstock. And as you mentioned, people bringing food by. Here's some of the things you can bring by: frozen turkeys. And the great thing is like with the frozen turkeys, they feed so many people, and cost-wise, not a big burden there. Box stuffing, box mashed potatoes, canned cranberry sauce, canned green beans, canned sweet potatoes, canned corn, and there's a little something in it for you as well, because the first 25 people to drop off a frozen turkey will receive 2 tickets to Echo by Cirque du Soleil coming January 17th under the big top there at Atlantic Station. So we're looking forward to that event and being able to help out the cause here.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference. As we said, there's just so many folks who are facing challenges right now. Many of them are working folks. These are single parent households with kids. With the higher prices of gas and food and everything else, they're just really having a hard time making ends meet, especially during this holiday season when kids are going to be out of school. It's going to increase expenses for families. So we've got to be there to help them, and having the community be behind us is going to help us succeed in providing all that support.
Yeah, we're all Atlantans here, so it feels good to help out fellow Atlantans, and whether you can donate time or money or the food, once again, the website where they can do these donations.
Yeah, so go to acfb.org, and if you want to donate, go to acfb.org/donate, and there you'll find out how to make a quick donation, or you can volunteer or get involved in other ways.
And I'd like to meet you. Come on out to Woodstock. Again, that's going to be November 18th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the Publix Center at Woodstock. That's 12165 Highway 92 in Woodstock. Happy holidays. Have a great holiday season, and I hope we collect an enormous amount of food for the Atlanta Community.
Well, thanks
Food
so
Bank.
much for partnering with us on this. The need is great, but as you said, when Atlantans come together, we can make a big difference.